Hey, what's the scale? Welcome back, lads. We are back once again, of course, with RTE News, the propaganda media network, of course. One of the big four, I like to call it, News Talk, Joe.ie, Virgin Media, and of course the leader, RTE News. Our Tel Aviv News. Okay, this one is going to be incredible. We are back in my home county of Galway. Okay, Galway, you love to see it. So the name of this little short here that RT put up is called "The Residential Terraces Board has warned of concerning trends of rental inflation in Galway that need further inflation." That means there's people collaborating to increase the price of rent, okay? You know, it's almost like a monopoly, but with lots of people, okay? Normally a monopoly is one person raising the prices, but everybody is collaborating together and saying, let's just jack up prices so nobody can afford shit in this county, okay? And across Dublin. Dublin's ridiculous. Dublin's like €1,000 for like a room, you know, a shared house. Like, it's horrendous. That's on a good day. You know, it's more like 1,200, you know, just crazy prices, 1,300, 1,400. I saw one apartment on the docks there in Dublin, €4,000 per month. I mean, it's just astronomical. That's for rich people, but crazy. It said that it will host a forum to address rental law compliance. So people aren't obeying the laws. In this country, it's a free-for-all. Who knows where the money's going? Rental law? Oh, nobody cares about rental law. Who cares? That's something that's for the birds. That's for the fairies. Nobody follows laws in Ireland. Of course not. According to the latest RTB ESRI rent index, the average rent for new tenancies in Galway City was €1,730 in the fourth quarter of 2024. Now, for those who don't know, you know, if you guys move out into Galway or into Dublin or something, you know, it's normally quite expensive. One of my friends told me the last day he has a room in a house, a 5-bedroom house with 5 other men. He has a room for €330. He got very lucky. But then a room got free in the same house as his, okay, an ensuite bedroom. And guess what the price is? €900 in the same house. So he only pays $330, while the other people pay €900. Astronomical. Like, this is the shit that we have to put up with in Ireland. Okay, the West. Okay, we're not like the big intelligent people in in the East. Okay, we're not like they would like us to think. Okay, first lad we have here, Irish as you like, ginger, redhead. Let's hear what he says. Freckles galore, guys. I got a few freckles too, man. We got that pasty skin, but let's listen to some of the locals of Galway and the price increases that have been insane. Okay, let's hear about it.
It's 800, so be about $4,000 altogether for the whole house, Monday to Friday, and we can't stay weekends.
What happens if you want to stay the weekend?
You have to pay extra.
What? So €800 per person in the house. So that adds up to, what did he say, €4,000? So it's a 5-bedroom house. €800, 8, 16, 24, 32, 40. So €4,000 for the house. I mean, that is insane, lads. €800 for a shit room. Why would you pay €800 for a shit room to live with people that you hate? I mean, that's crazy. Just go home. Go back to your parents. Until you guys get a lot of wealth and wealthy and a status and established, do not move out. A lot of guys move out. Oh, I want to get with Aoife. I want to sleep with Aisling. I can't move out of my house. I want to move out of my house because my mammy won't let me sleep with Aisling. Just tell Aisling. Just sneak in Aisling the back door. You know what I mean? You know, sleep with her somewhere in the house. You know what I mean? You guys are flipping dreaming about sleeping with women and you have no money for flipping your own accommodation. It's insane, guys. You need to be focusing on the correct stuff. Okay? So he said €800 per room and €4,000 for the whole house. That is crazy. And you can't even stay there on the weekends because they rent out on the weekends Airbnb accommodation. Okay? So someone else is sleeping in your bed on the weekends while you pay rent throughout the week. That seems a bit ludicrous, guys, to me.
They take us out on the weekends to put tourists to go in Airbnb on the weekends in our accommodation. So there's other people living in our house while we're gone. Well, we have to go home on the weekends.
That's insane. So another redhead lad there, okay, and he said, yeah, they put in Airbnb. They kind of make us stay in this one little room, and then on the weekends they rent out our bedroom. So supposedly you have to change the sheets every week. You know, I don't really know how that works, guys. If they're renting it out to people in Airbnb, I mean, that seems like a bit of a rigmarole. You have to come in, change the sheets, change the bed, then you're coming back and forth. and it's just a rigmarole. So, okay, now the third person, we got another Irish woman. She dyed her hair red. So everyone here, we've had the redhead tendency here, sort of a trend going on. Let's listen to what she says, guys.
When my sister went to college here, rents were about maybe 300, between 300 and 400 a month.
Yeah.
Now it's gone up to 600, 650 for a shared room.
Yeah, so it's actually more expensive than that. The average price is about €900 per room now, mind you. Now, if you're earning, let's just say you're working in a factory, because there's not many jobs in Galway, you know, unless you're a high earner. Let's say you have to share a room. You're on a sort of a post-Fortis job. Okay, let's say you work in a factory or something. You're only pulling in, and on a good time, you're only pulling in 2,000, 3,000. Okay, 3,000 max, guys. If you're like a manager, maybe a little bit more than around 3,000. After taxes, it's probably like whatever, 2,300. So nearly half your rent is just straight into, nearly half your pay is straight into rent. If you're working in a factory, you know, I have a lot of people that I know work in a hospital, and you know, working for the state, you don't get paid that much. You know, maybe €15 an hour, €17 an hour. Okay, so it's not like crazy money, but you still have to pay an exorbitant amount. Okay, on the come up. Like, let's say you're not established yet. I mean, you're paying half your rent, half your money on rent, and then what else is left? So you might maybe pay €300 for your car. No, there's not enough money to live on, guys. And then maybe 500 for food and drinks for the month. I mean, I'm telling you, man, that's a crazy amount that people are paying. Okay, last lady we have here. Everyone's redhead. Okay, everyone's traditional Irish ethnicity redhead in this video, guys. So let's hear it. The last woman. Or I think this is the last woman.
Student accommodation at the moment, and we pay about like €747 a month for like a small little room. And like next year, that same student accommodation, it's going to go up to like almost like €900 a month.
Yeah.
So it's really hard.
That's like price gouging. She's laughing because if she wasn't laughing, she'd be crying. Okay, it's really hard. It is, lads. Like, that's great. €900 a month for rent. And like I said, if you're working in a factory after taxes, you're only pulling in 2,000, you know, after taxes. Let's be honest. A lot of people are like, well, I earn more than that. You don't. You know, people like to lie. People are pretending here. People pretend, I work this big job in a factory. I work this big job somewhere. They're just pretending, guys. You know, everyone's just pretending. They don't have any money, you know, to flipping. You don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. Okay, so it's a shit show, and I'm laughing too. But I don't get upset, guys. I just try and raise my income. Okay, that's kind of the only way you can do it. Raise your income, move back home. I just don't understand how a guy can move out of his house when he's only earning, you know, maybe profit €300, €400 a month. Like, that's not enough, guys. Like, that's crazy, man. So yeah, to me that's insane. Let me know your thoughts on that. Just a quick little video about the housing prices in Galway. And you know, in Dublin it's worse. In Dublin it's probably double that, you know, 1,500. Like, it's astronomical, guys. The housing prices shouldn't be that high. They should really be about 400, 300 to 400 a month. You know, that's what they were about 10 years ago. 300 to 400 a month per room seems pretty fair. You know, I like the fairness of prices, you know, in the economy. And now it just seems like it's price gouging. You know, there's you know, market manipulation going on. They're just raising prices like nothing. And, you know, really, you can't really do much about it because they're going to keep raising. And Galway is not like a big metropolitan city. It's a small city, you know, 80,000 people, you know, 85,000 people, something like that. And it's not a massive city, guys. Like, that is not a huge city. So to see all these prices just going through the roof, and, you know, you want to have a bit of confidence living outside your house. Forget about owning a house, guys. A lot of people are like, oh, I'm going to rent out a house. No, you're going to be living with 5 other men. You can't start a family. No hope. No dreams. It's just where a dream's gonna die. That famous phrase in Galway, guys, where a dream's gonna die. I mean, it's living up to its name, I'll tell you that much, guys. Let me know your thoughts. Like, comment, subscribe. I love you all. If you want to help me keep pushing out these messages, hit the join link underneath the video. Become a member today. And hopefully, County Gains gang, we can keep pushing back against the establishment. And hopefully, they change the prices. You know, I'd like to see the prices down around €400 per month. I mean, that would be fair. But now they're 900. So I don't think 400 is a pipe dream, honestly. If you get lower than 400, you're pretty much in heaven on that one. So I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Peace.